Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Morning. Okay, so as you can see today, I'm on AUD CAD buys. So I've just entered like 10 minutes ago, maybe, not even 10 minutes. And I'm expecting this to continue up. I'm expecting this to continue up. And I'll tell you my reasons now. Why do I think that this should continue up? Good morning, good afternoon. People are all around the world, different times. So, as you can see, I'm using a very small stop loss because if this wants to continue, it needs to stay above this level. Now, what do we have here? First of all, we had this small resistance here, and you can see what happened before is price closed below this, made a retest. You can see 3 candles rejecting this and continuation to the downside. Then we had another rejection here. We had this candle closing above, made a small retest and went all the way up. What happened after? This candle came close below, made a retest, went all the way down. Now we have these two rejections from the downside, which is also a 4-hour support. So for us to find an entry, we had to switch to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, we have this minor zone here, and we have this candle closed above this resistance, came for a retest, and now I'm expecting price to continue at least to this next zone after it to fill this range. Also, one thing to mention is that we have also a break and retest on the daily. The daily finally had broke above this big consolidation, and we missed the entry. So the break and retest was here, and from this we can see that price consolidated for a long time. Once it broke up, made a retest and continuation. So I still feel like this should continue up because we finally broke out of this big consolidation, and we're still bullish, but we had to change on the lower time frames to find an entry. And as you can see, we found one, but like I said, stop loss is very tight. The reason is because what I don't want to see here is this 4-hour candle right now shouldn't come below this support on the 4-hour. So if we want to see this continue up, it should stay above this. Once it comes below the previous 4-hour candle, that's when I'm not going to be in the trade anymore. So I'm using only a 4-hour, a 4 pip stop loss because I think there's no need for more. Now I'm gonna wait and see. We need to push to this next zone at least, around here, and we have a good range, 15 pips almost. Gonna wait and see. Morning, guys. Morning. Morning. Monty sent his love, told his viewers to come check. Yes, Monty gave me a shout out. Big thanks to him, I spoke with him. He has a day off today. Okay, now we're gonna go through some other pairs to see what we have. Yesterday we had this trade with my group. We had this break and retest, and the retest candle came too deep in the zone, even though it didn't hit our stop loss, but we waited for price to come at our entry to exit. And we kind of knew that's going to push up, but we just didn't feel secure. We didn't feel comfortable in buys anymore because of this big deep retest. But you can see after it closed above, went all the way up. Very nice trade. But anyway, this was gone. Now let's go take a look at Euro USD because some people are asking about it. We have a chart here, let's take a look. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what is the question here? What's the question in this chart? We need a question on that chart. Good morning, good morning. Okay, you took sells on Euro GBP. What is the reason? Because I just see you sold here. Is there a reason? Because this can also push up. Who knows? Because you're rejecting from support, price coming at support. You have resistance here, but I think there is not enough confirmation for sells here. I think our style of trading is to wait for a resistance to break, a retest and continuation. Okay. So, just to be clear, AUD CAD stop loss is only 4 pips from the entry, and that means 0.94280. So, however it goes, the risk reward here is pretty good. Now, if price comes all the way down here, it can be trusted. So let's do some analysis on other pairs. What about Euro USD? Let's take a look at Euro USD. First of all, yesterday went perfect, just like we expected. Not that perfect, we don't know if it's going to push or not, but the bias were still bullish. Now, what do we have here? We have a small resistance here. And if we go on the left, we have the same one. Now, there was no retest from what I see here. There was no retest. What if price comes for a retest? If price comes for a retest, we can take this. So the 4-hour level looks like it's higher a bit than the 1 hour. So what do we need? We need price to come lower here, at least touch with these wicks, at least touching these wicks, which is a small range from to where candles are closed. Yeah, not very small, 10 pips, but we can enter in a 5-6 pips range to from where candles are closed. Now once you come for a retest, I think we are good to go for longs. Gonna have to wait and see. The bullish candle is pretty strong. We have a strong close, more than 10 pips. So I think this is a realistic target for EURUSD, but once it comes for retest, we can see what we can do. But for now, it's still too far from our retest zone. Don't take a buy on EURUSD because it's still too far from our retest zone. Welcome Monty followers. Good to have you here today. Now, EJ. What happened with EJ? First, we have this resistance here on EJ, and what would I do here? Looks like it's not a good breakout. If we switch on the 1 hour, we can see that these candles close a little lower, so 1 hour and 4 hour are not matching with each other, I guess. Now, if we say that, okay, we're going to take a trade on 1 hour on EJ, the thing is, it looks very clean. I can't deny that. It looks very clean, but when we go on the 4 hour, it's basically the same support, maybe a bit little higher than that. Yeah, let's take a look at the daily too. Yeah, daily is at resistance, 1 hour. Yeah, EJ looks good. Just trying to decide if I want to take this or not. Okay, so the thing is, the 4 hour might come a little deeper maybe, even though it looks perfect. It looks perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna take some buys on EJ. I took a buy on EJ here. Let's see how it's gonna go. Now the thing is, it might come a little deeper to make the retest. I'm just, I see that price maybe can come a little deeper at this zone. But anyway, we're gonna take this because you can't find out if you don't try it. Now, when we look left, if we want this to continue, price should stay above this level. Right now, price should stay above this level to continue up to this next zone. So we have a good breakout candle here, and now the retest is happening, and we're expecting this to continue up. I think this is a pretty good support here, and it should reject. We'll see if we're gonna have rejections here, some sign of price is gonna continue up or not. But let's see the stop loss we're gonna use. So I'm gonna use a 15 pip stop loss. Gonna leave some room for EJ, because if this candle does close back in the range, we can manage it, and once it does that, usually we get a retest before continuation to the downside. So we're gonna give it more room to breathe, and let's see. Like I said, it might come a little deeper because of the 4-hour. We have a small minor zone here, so we're gonna have to wait and see. AUD CAD. So AUD CAD is still on. I didn't close yet, didn't hit my stop loss yet, so I did split my lots, my risk into different positions. Usually I'm not in 2 trades at the same time, but AUD CAD is a very small stop loss, so I might lose EJ if AUD CAD doesn't continue. Just wanted to be sure. Okay, lots of Monty's followers. Welcome, guys, welcome. Yes, we're gonna go through GJ now too. Okay, let's take a look at GJ. Okay, we had a good setup yesterday on GJ. Looks like a nice break and retest, like we expected. We had a good fake out here. You see the reason yesterday I said we're not taking sells, because price was coming from support. Price was coming from support, and this was not a good support to a good resistance, a good zone to take a trade. What happened? Price came back in the range, closed pretty strong. What did I say after a fake out? We usually get a retest. Made a retest and continuation all the way up. Now we have price created a small resistance here. We have plenty of rejection, and we have a good close above also here. We didn't get a retest in the first place, but looks like price is coming now. We have to take a look on the left and see what we have before we make any decisions here. We go on the 4 hour. 4 hour is closed pretty good. 4 hour close is pretty good. I think we have a small zone here, a small resistance, and I wouldn't touch GJ for now. I wouldn't touch, because if we do take the retest here, we have to remember that we are also rejecting from this zone, and the trade might be a bit risky, so we need to be careful. We need to be careful. Okay, UJ, what's happening with UJ? UJ finally yesterday started to move. A daily break and retest happening on UJ. Yes, it is. I think we missed the train here. Yeah, looks like UJ is gonna continue down based on the daily, but we missed the train. This was the move on UJ. This was the move. USD CAD, big drop yesterday. Also looks like made the retest, which we missed also. Looks like some other retest happened during Asian session, and of course we missed them. Yes, so USD CAD is missed too. NZD USD, a break and retest is happening. Let's take a look at NZD USD. Which one it is? Okay. So looks like we're having a break and retest here on NZD USD. Switch to the 1 hour, see what we have. Okay, we have a good setup here. Looks like we had a breakout, a retest. Now the thing is, the retest is already done. Why? Because see the first candle here? When it made the retest, it went all the way up. Now we need to see if we are rejecting any zone from here. But looks like we don't have any. Wow. Okay, so you guys can take this, but I'm on in another trade. I think this should continue up. It made a small continuation. I think you should have called the first retest. But yeah, as long as it stays above, it can still work out. Can still work out. Like I said about EU needs to come for retest and continuation. Let's see what's gonna happen with EJ. EJ needs to push up, give us at least 10, 20 pips, but looks like 20 pips for 20 pips needs to make a new high. So we're gonna aim for 10 pips first, then we can leave some run and take some profits. See how far it can go. AUD CAD starting to move now. I think once we get above this previous candle, we're gonna have another push to the upside. But let's wait and see. There's plenty of time. It's still just the beginning of the day. Okay, we have a chart here, let's take a look. First entry, consolidation, bugs, breaks, bullish candle, closed 100%, 100 pips in 1 hour entry. Oh, you took buys on GJ. I don't understand this chart. Finance. Is your entry here? Because you're gonna become the wick here. If you would enter, it should have been here or in these two wicks, and this would be the move already done. I think your entry is pretty bad here. You can be the wick pretty easy here. Think you have to close and wait for a better setup here. I don't think this is a good setup. Just my opinion. GU, what's happening with GU? Okay, let's clean this chart first. Every morning we clean the charts and we start fresh, because price can create new zones every day. Okay, so from what I see here, GU is at resistance. Based on this rejection, all these candles rejecting the same level, now price is at the exact same level. If you want to take a trade here, you would have to wait for a breakout. You would have to wait for a breakout of this resistance, and then you could have a good trade to the upside. Looks like a clean traffic to this next resistance. But except that, I don't see anything else here. Except that, I don't see anything else. To wait and see. Aussie Canadian dollars pushing. Yeah, we have around 5 pips. Not enough, of course. We need another 5 maybe. But like I said, once it goes past the previous 1 hour candle, we can see another push to the next zone. What about UJ? I said about UJ that UJ, it was a good trade on on a daily time frame, but now we missed the move because the retest already happened. The move was already done, so on UJ we missed the setup. Okay, so just waiting. Once this goes above, it's gonna push to the next resistance is pretty easy. And also, if we do break this, we can see a very nice very nice move to the upside to fill this range, because basically there's no traffic on the left. Gonna have to wait and see. Welcome Monty's followers. Good to have you here. Let's wait and see. You need at least another 5 pips. 10 pips at least. How do you keep track of all the pairs you trade and how do they move? I don't keep track of all the pairs I trade. I just first check all of them and see which one is gonna give me a setup. And let's say if EJ is gonna give me a setup, I'm gonna focus on EJ for the rest of the next hours or so. Now I don't have to try to find a trade in all of them. Whatever pair gives me the best option, I'll take that. But these pairs that I have on my right are the pairs that I usually trade most of the time. Would you advise looking at only 4 to 5 pairs or the same number of pairs as you? It all depends on you. If you wanted to focus on just one pair, that's also good, of course. Focusing in one pair is always better because you can master that pair. You can learn every move it makes in different time frames, different times of the day, of the sessions. Of course, it's always good to focus on one pair, but the reason I use more than just one pair is because you don't always get a setup. Let's say if I would focus on GJ only in a past few weeks on London session, it hasn't gave me a lot of setups. I think only one or two in the last 2 weeks. So this is why the other pairs, I use other pairs too, because the same thing works on all of them. So why not checking other pairs too? And there are a lot of other pairs that are less risky than GJ or less volatile, even though GJ is my favorite one. What about GU? GU is at resistance. Nothing for now on GU. There's no setup. Been trying to get into USD CAD. Any advice? USD CAD has done the move already. See, if we go on the USD CAD, now USD CAD is at support, but the move was this. See how this daily candle closed below the previous ones. We had support here, and this daily candle closed below, made a retest and continuation. Now this can still continue down, but there's not a very clean setup right now for USD CAD that we can try and find an entry. It's not a very clean setup. I think we have this support here. If we do break below this, then we might have a chance to enter. But for now, I don't think there's anything that we can do here. Which pair would you recommend someone starting? Which pair? I think you have to focus on maybe major pairs. You have these pairs Aussie dollar, UJ, USD CAD that are not that volatile and move slowly, but they have a pretty good movement. They can give you good setups. EuroCAD needs to break above, then we have a trade here. For now, it's just still below this resistance. It's still below resistance, though there's no trade. Let's check this. Let's check this chart here. GBP NSD. Oh, I had the chart open. Sorry. Okay, so GBP NZD, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. If price closes like this above this resistance, wait for a retest and continuation. I think it looks pretty good. A very nice resistance formed here. A retest and continuation would be perfect. Yeah, so let's wait and see. Gold. I think there's no need to trade gold. Gold is just pushing every day higher and higher. I think you just have to stay away from gold. You just have to stay away from gold. Gold can make a new high today also, so it's too risky for me. High is EJ on 1 hour like a break and retest. Yes, we are on EJ buys already. We took EJ buys a few minutes ago. We're expecting this to continue up. Just waiting. As long as EJ stays above this, we are still good. And it's showing some signs that price is going to reject to the upside. So we just have to wait. Patience, patience, pace. Let's wait and see. EJ is a good pair to trade. Just sometimes start to consolidate a lot and doesn't really give you a chance at all. Euro New Zealand. I think we had also a good setup on Euro New Zealand. No, actually, it's too much consolidation. Too much consolidation happening on EN right now. And I wouldn't touch this for now. Maybe a break above this, but still wouldn't be that comfortable with it. Can you break down GJ? Yeah, like I said, GJ it's not for me now. I wouldn't take anything on GJ. It's at this resistance on the 4-hour. It's in between these two zones. I mean, if we do break above this, we have a good range to fill to the upside. No traffic, but still at this resistance. It's still bullish, of course. GJ is still bullish. Let's wait and see. Can you take a look at EU? I talked about EU. It still needs a retest to continue up. Needs to come for retest. Wait for the retest. We need to retest the zone, then continuation. I don't know if it's gonna come or not, but you have to wait, because entering here is too early. You're gonna end up in a big drawdown after. So better wait. If it doesn't come for retest, then leave it. Find another setup. You can still continue up GJ. It can, but you have to look what's happening right now. It's at resistance. It can reject any time. I base my trades on break and retest on 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. Hi David, good, thank you. Can you have a look at GBP CHF? I don't know why you trade that pair. It's not on my list. It is not on my list. GA is too volatile. I'm not gonna trade GA. I can say that price is at this big resistance. You need a breakout. If you want to take a trade here, you need a breakout. It's too volatile. Please look at GA. I'm looking at GA. It needs to break above this. We need to break above this retest and continuation. Do you enter on specific session or anytime as long as there's a good setup? I would enter anytime as long as it's a good setup. But usually I don't trade Asian session because I think it doesn't have much volatility. And also here it's midnight, so I can't trade it, but I trade London and New York session. These past few weeks I've been trading London more, and London has been giving me enough trades, so I don't need to trade New York session at all. So GA needs to break above if you want to take a trade. It's your choice, guys. You can do whatever you want. It's just my view on GA. This is my way of trading. If it doesn't suit you, it's okay. You can find whatever suits you and trade it. But always do back testing because you need to know if it does work or not. You need practice, you need back testing. So wait and see. EJ and AUD CAD are running right now. Let's see how far it's gonna go. Very nice. Once all Aussie Canadian dollar turns bullish on the 4-hour, then this is gonna continue all the way up. Let's wait and see. They're both going pretty good right now. Let's wait and see. Yeah, once this goes above the previous candle, then game over. We should have another push then to the upside. I'll wait for 10 pips and I'll close some after and leave some run. AUD CAD risk reward is crazy. I use a 4 pip stop loss and it has a very good potential to go all the way up, move a lot. So we're gonna wait and see. And looks like we're gonna get what we want here. Very nice rejection on EJ2. Very nice rejections. How many pips we have here? Only 5 pips. Needs to go another 5, at least 10. But probably it's gonna wait for the next hour. And next hour should start to push up, make a new high. Yeah, I'm on these 2 trades. If you guys are coming now, maybe you should go back to when I started because we explained the trades. Let's wait and see. It's going pretty nice. So a very nice rejection. This would go all the way bullish, that would be even better. But I think it's gonna wait for the 1 hour and then the 1 hour can make another push. Let's wait and see. Okay, so on AUD CAD, I'm gonna move my stop at break even. Gonna move my stop at break even and see where it goes. Should push it more, a lot more. 4 hours should turn bullish and continue up. Just want to protect my profits here, because if price now comes all the way back down again, that's not a good sign. Price now, next candle should push straight up and break this resistance also. So let's see, it looks very promising. There's plenty of room to continue up, but this is the first target for AUD CAD. EJ also should push up, just waiting for it. Yeah, so AUD CAD was a break and retest also. And it had also the 4-hour break and retest, so it was a double confirmation for us. Gonna wait and see how far this is gonna go. Stops at break even, everything secured. Just gonna let it run for more. EJ, a very nice rejection. Expecting next candle to push up. Maybe it's gonna make a small wick here, then continue to the upside. Let's wait and see. First target is gonna be 10 pips. Next one to fill this range and see how far it can go. No, I didn't take profits yet. Do you think it's gonna cross 136? Who? Who's gonna cross 136? What pairs are you trading that most effective on break and retest? I think break and retest works on all pairs. Mostly all, most of the pairs. There are some pairs that are known for doing fake outs, like Euro GBP, GBP CHF, what else? USD CHF. These are not very stable pairs, so I try to avoid them when I trade. And you have these other major pairs that work perfectly. You have USD CAD, GU, GJ, Euro, JPY, Euro USD, these major pairs. Yeah, like I said, GJ is at resistance, so I think You should wait for GJ to see if it's gonna break or not, because if you go longs on GJ with hopes that it's gonna break, that's not how a good trader trades. A good trader trades what he sees, not what he hopes or what he thinks. So let's wait and see. Okay, AUD cat stopped me at break even. AUD cat stopped me at break even. Let me see. Yeah, only one position left running, but most of them got stopped at break even on AUD CAD. One of them survived, but didn't expect this drop, to be honest. Since it came all the way up here, I thought that we're gonna break this previous candle and continue to the upside, but it didn't happen. It dropped pretty quick. So let's wait and see what happens. Morning, Anthony. AD cat come for a second retest. Well, can be a second retest. Second retest, it's not yet a second retest until the 1 hour closes, then it's still the first retest. Unless it makes a move at least 10 pips, but this didn't make a 10 pip move, only 5 pip, which was not enough. Well, let's see. There's plenty of time, no need to rush. There is plenty of time. Good morning. GBP JPY is closing above daily resistance. Strong level to continue higher. GJ is still at this resistance. Not going to take a trade on the 1 hour until the 4 hour breaks. So for me, there's no trade yet. We need a 4 hour breakout. We need a 4 hour breakout of this whole range here, this whole resistance. Unless we do have a breakout on the 4 hour, there's no trade for me. EJ should continue up now. We have another confirmation now. Since we had the breakout, made the retest, now price, this candle closed above, which is another confirmation for us, and now price should continue up. can give us some pips. AD still going bullish. Let's wait and see. We need to push through this at least and continue higher. Let's wait and see. The 4 hour is pretty good on AD. How long have you been trading? 4 years. Can you see Euro GBP? Like I said, it's not a good trade. It's not a good pair to trade. But I can give you my opinion, of course, on it. Yeah, so first of all, we have a small support here. We have another small resistance here, and price looks like in between two zones. If it does come for a retest here, that means it's going to be a rejection also from support, which can cause a fake out. So best would be to wait for a break of this support. After the breakout, you can take what you can do. EJ is pushing very nicely. We have around 6-7 pips, but not enough. We need more. Eight pips, okay. Another 2-3 pips, we get 10, and we have a very nice trade on our hands. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my stop at break even for EJ2, but I'm not gonna close anything because this needs still to push up. This still needs to push more. I'm just moving my stop at break even because it already made a, I can't say a very big move, but like 8 pips, almost 10 pips, and if price comes all the way down from here, it's not a good sign. So better to protect your profits. NZD/USD seems moving. I'm in buy. What do you think the next zone to keep an eye on? NZD/USD. AD got rejected again. Looks like it can't break this. Another big rejection. It can take some time. See, it makes a lot of consolidations, so I don't expect this to move right away. I have to wait and see. Still holding a runner here. I had another position open just a bit lower, but still nothing. It's gonna get stopped at break even. What was I was about to look at? Yeah, NZD/USD. It went pretty nice. Now, how many pips you have here? You have 10 pips. Why not secure some and move your stop at break even? Whatever it goes, it goes. Now, the thing is, we need to go to the daily and see what we have. The daily is at resistance right now. You see these candles, we had a lot of rejection at this level, and you see price opened with a gap below that, made just a retest, and it never came back in after it. Now you can see that price is exactly at that level. You might see some rejection from this level, so be careful. Think 10 pips would be enough to secure some profits and leave some run for more. Wow, EJ stopped me at break even. Look at that. Big rejection. See why I said to protect your profit, because the move was already done. It went around 8 pips. Not enough, of course. We needed another 2-3 pips to get at least 10 pips, but it didn't happen, so maybe we should have secured some. Like I said, coming all the way from here to drop again wouldn't feel comfortable to hold. So I'm not in this anymore. Stop at break even. AUD CAD still on the same place. Nothing major going on right now. Euro CAD was a perfect setup, but unfortunately it didn't go enough for us. Hey, Monty sent me. Welcome, Monty followers. Welcome. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed from EJ because it really had very good potential to push through this and create a new high, but it didn't. This was a pretty big drop. Let me see the lower time frames. Yeah, see this 1 hour candle? I don't know what happened. Let me check if we have any news. I still think EJ can continue up just based on the 4 hour. There's still room to go up. This can still continue up. The 4 hour looks still bullish, still plenty of time. But we got stopped at break even. I'm not gonna look to enter again unless I have some better confirmation. Yeah, sometimes the news can have effect not immediately, but like after 5-10 minutes they can start having effect. So you never know. The news might have had some effect on that drop. Yeah, it looks like we didn't have a high impact news. Okay, so on Euro we don't have high impact news, or all these news are low impact, so it's not gonna be anything dangerous to trade Euro pairs. Okay, EU came for a retest. I think we missed this. Did anyone enter EU? Because I think I would have taken the first entry. Let's see if it comes one more time. I'm gonna enter. Yeah, the thing is, EU came pretty quick. Didn't realize what's making the retest because I was focused on EJ. But as you can see, we have these two zones, and price can come deeper to make the retest. This could have been just the first entry because it can still come lower to make that retest. And the fact that we have a clean range to the left, we have a clean traffic to go all the way up and fill this range. It's gonna be a nice trade. Just hope we didn't miss the entry here. I'm gonna take EJ again. Gonna take EJ again, but gonna use a lower stop loss right now. Not the same stop loss as I used before. A smaller stop loss, I mean. Let me check. Yeah, I'm gonna use a 6 pip stop loss. Let's wait and see what happens here. Let's see if this was just a deeper retest for EJ to continue up. Since it made this big wick, came this low, I think putting the stop just below that would be enough. Because now it has to push up. The 4 hour is still bullish, still needs to push up. Let's wait and see. If this results in a fake out, there's not too many reasons why this would be a fake out, to be honest. I mean, the daily is at resistance, but it was a pretty good momentum to continue up. It did continue up, but was not enough. So I'm gonna try it one last time. Let's see, since I got stop at break even, and why not? Let's wait and see. Using a 6 pip stop loss, because if this does come lower than that, I wouldn't be comfortable holding it anymore. And with this entry, I think we can get 10 pips now if we do the same move out as the previous one. Can get 10 pips faster maybe. Let's see, the thing is, EJ has great potential to push even through this. I think just gonna take some time, but still needs to continue. And the 4-hour looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm still holding a position on AUD CAD. Still, it's just consolidating. Too much consolidation. Still needs to push up. The 4-hour is still good. See, the 4-hour, as long as it stays above, it can still continue. We had a good 4-hour close. Tried to push, but I think this resistance, it's causing some problems on AUD CAD. So once it pushes through this, we can have a nice move to the upside. So still waiting. Let's see how it's gonna work out. Let's wait and see for EJ2. If we get reject, if this price rejects now, there's a good chance it's gonna continue. Usually I wouldn't take a second entry, but since I got stopped at break even, I still took it because it has great potential to continue. Now just a matter of time to see how it goes. Can't expect always the retest to be in just one candle. So it can take some time, it can make some consolidation before, then continue. But why not try to protect your profits when there are signs? So just coming all the way from up here one more time seems to me not a good idea, so that's why I protect my profits, put my stop at break even. Now since I was closed at break even, I'm gonna give it another try, why not? But this time using a smaller stop loss because it came deeper than the first time. Enter at EuroCAD. What about EuroCAD? No entry, it's still at resistance. If it does close above, then a retest, then we can enter, but not before that. Still at this resistance. Still waiting. EA is not a buy yet. It's not a buy yet. It's still rejecting the zone. Why would it take buys on EA? This candle closed pretty bearish. I think you should wait. Should wait. Still not a breakout. The 4 hours still rejecting. Look at all these rejections. Create a massive consolidation here, EA. Still no breakout. Still in this range. Still have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, let's see what's happening with EJ. If it does come lower than this week, then there's no big hopes on it, because it needs to stay above this if it does want to continue up. But coming this low doesn't seem that it's gonna continue for now. Not a fake out yet, guys. Not a fake out yet. Unless you see a candle closing below that retest area, there's no fake out. You don't have a candle closed yet. Can't say it's a fake out. Still time. Unless we get stopped out, there's no fake out. There is another 40 minutes left, and you know that in this 40 minutes a lot can happen. I know EU is coming for retest, but not gonna take it because I'm on EJ. So I can't take 2 trades at a time. I did take 2 trades at a time on EJ and AUD CAD because I split my risk into parts, but not now. Yeah. AUD CAD stopped me at break even. Not gonna hold this anymore, too much consolidation. We'll have to wait and see if we do break above this. We might try this again, but for now there is a lot of consolidation. I'm gonna skip this. Let's see EJ. Like I said on EJ, I was worried about this minor support here, and I said that price may come and make a deeper retest on this minor zone and then maybe continue. That was my only concern. That was my only concern. So I'm thinking if I should move my stop loss. I don't think so. If price decides to reject and continue up, it's gonna give me another chance even if I get stopped here. So I'm not gonna move my stop loss. If I get stopped, I get stopped. Lose 6 pips, no worries. Find a better entry, but not gonna move my stop loss. EJ and EU acting very similar. Yeah, sometimes they move the same because they both ear pairs, so there are similarities sometimes. Yeah, my name is Sad. Yeah, this Sad FX is just my name and I added FX after it. Didn't have a better idea, so I used my name. Euro AUD sell. Euro AUD is at resistance, so it can be a sell, but the best way would be to wait for a break above or maybe a support to continue down. But for now, there's no trade on EA2. I'm from Kosovo. Yeah, I got stopped on EJ. I'm gonna wait now for a better confirmation. Gonna wait for a better confirmation. Okay, for EJ there's nothing right now. Gonna wait for a better confirmation. So EU is doing the retest. Now guys, it's up to you if you want to take it or not. Gonna check the daily. Daily is at this resistance now. The 4 hour looks pretty good. I can't say it's not that good. But I'm gonna wait for price to come lower. I'm not gonna take it yet. I'm gonna wait for price to come lower. Still not entering EU. Still not entering. Yes, we're waiting for buys on EU, but still not entering. Waiting for price to come a bit lower. What do you think about USD I think USD it's not very stable to trade. I don't trust it. Well, we're having a very good push, very strong push on EU pairs. I don't think I'm gonna take it. It seems very risky. The movement is very weird. EU is dropping hard. Why is this happening? Let's take a look if we do have any news. Don't take EU, guys, don't take it. It's too risky. The way it's moving, I don't like it. Be careful. I don't see any high impact news or meetings for Euro. So I don't know where this coming from, but it's a pretty big drop on Euro. Be careful. I'm not trading it. I'm waiting. We might get a better chance after. We don't need to rush. There's plenty of time. Looks like gonna have a massive fake out on EU. If a fake out happens on the 4 hour, that's a massive fake out. Where's that meeting on Euro? This one? I don't think that's the reason why it dropped, but not a trade for now. All the Euro pairs are dropping like crazy. EJ did the same. The 4 hour went all the way below the previous one, so there's no trade yet here too. EJ sell, not a sell yet. I'm not gonna take anything on EJ for now. GJ is still at this resistance. It's not moving that much. Still here, there's no trade yet. See EuroCAD's dropping too. AUD CAD still here. So much consolidation happening right now. We might have to wait for a break of this. The safest way. USD CAD's pushing. UJ is pushing. UJ is still bearish bias since this candle came all the way back down, closed below this daily support. It should continue down. Just gonna take a lot of time. And it already did the first retest. Now it's more risky to take it. Euro USD buy. No, not now. We had a big drop. We are avoiding euro pairs right now. Not taking buys. Look at this big drop. Went all the way below the previous one. This might drop even more, so be careful, no trades yet. If you took sells, good for you, congrats. But I didn't see sells for myself. Aussie dollar rejecting resistance. There are a lot of zones on Aussie dollar. I think if you want to look about sells here, we need to close below this. So yesterday we had a lot of rejections on this level, so this would make sense on Aussie dollar, but we have to wait and see. Big drop here too. USD gaining some strength right now. Look, let's not forget that EU is coming from a daily resistance. That might be one of the reasons why this drop happened. Look at the last time price came here, it went all the way down. So this is a very key level for EU. And also this is a key level. Look how many rejections we had on the same level. Now if daily closes below, it can still continue down. So I think I should wait to see what happens on the next hour. Probably gonna have more clarity on this, but for now it's too risky to take buys. When I look at the daily perspective, it's too risky. We need to find a clean setup with no traffic on the left. We have also small support here on the 1 hour on EU, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Big drop. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking buys here in this big bearish candle. And knowing that we're coming from a daily resistance, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. USD on UJ. If we want a confirmation for sales on UJ, since we have a daily break and retest, we have to look for confirmation lower time frames to take an entry. You can see how these 4-hour candles, they're all closing above the same level, same price level. They're all closing above, and this is a daily zone. We had a break and retest on the daily. We had a retest and made a continuation, but not enough. Now, since the daily made the retest, we need a confirmation on lower time frames. And on the 4-hour, if we want to take a trade here, we have to wait for a close below this. A 4-hour bearish candle closing below, a retest and continuation. I think that would be the best confirmation for UJ. So we have to wait for now. We have to wait for now. It's a pretty strong support. If you look on the left, you can see how many times we got rejected from this. Plenty of rejections. That's why price is having problems to continue down, even though it's a break and retest on the daily. But we still have this 4-hour level. Once we break this, then we might have a chance. But for now, there's nothing. EJ big drop. See, the thing is, we can't say the break and retest it didn't work here, because it went actually got rejected, but it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. Only 7-8 pips moved to the upside. It wasn't enough for us. AD CAD still consolidating. Still consolidating. GJ dropping, like I said, we're still at the 4-hour resistance and it's rejecting now. If GJ comes for retest on the 4-hour, it's gonna be risky because you're coming from a strong resistance, and the chance of being fake out are higher. GA got rejected also. See what I meant about this level? It's a very strong level. Maybe if we get a very good break on GA, we might see a very nice move to the upside. We have a good range to fill if it does. Yes, it's my main type of income. Even though that's not important at all. EM pushing down. Let's see. We have the support here that we need a break. We want to take a trade. Last time made a fake out here. Last time it broke below, made a fake out. See, closed back in the range, made a retest, continuation. Now, why did that happen? We have to look on the left. Okay, 4 hour doesn't tell us much. Daily. See, this is the reason why the fake out happened on the 1 hour, because the daily came at this strong support and got rejected. Then the 1 hour level turned to be a fake out. That's why you should look on the left, because when you see how many pips it dropped after touching this level, you can see how strong the zone is. 300 pips at least drop from this resistance. That tells you something. And also when it broke up, made a small retest, look where it went after it. So you have to look at this most of the time we take breaker retest. Look left because you might touch a very strong support or resistance, and on lower time frame it can result in a fake out. See GCAD the same at resistance. If we break this, we'd have a nice setup. But for now, almost all pairs are rejecting, consolidating. There's not much going on right now. GCAD was one of my favorite pairs, but then it started to consolidate a lot, leave big wicks, and haven't taken trade. I think the last trade was a week ago maybe. We took a nice trade on GCAD. Usually it plays out very good, but it's not giving too many breaking retests lately. Can you do a video on how you managed your account from 200 to 12K in 2 weeks? Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can. I'll look at it if I can, but the fact that the trades were a long time ago now, it's been I don't know how many weeks, but I would like to explain trades, and we'll see if I can find the trades I took during that in that account when I grew that account from 200 to 12K. We'll see if I can find the trades, and would be way better to explain the account with the trades. No, I'm not gonna take GJ. GJ is coming from daily resistance. EJ is going crazy. It's not going crazy, it's still here. When I saw the text EJ is going crazy, I thought it moved like 100 pips more. We'll have to wait and see. For now, lots of consolidation. Let's see if this new 1 hour is gonna bring us something at least. It's not impossible to grow a small account, but it requires a lot of experience on the markets and a good strategy. And it requires patience, a lot of things. It's not just about strategy. Because I saw a quote, it said, if you give a bad trader the best strategy ever, still gonna find a way to blow the account. Because risk is what matters. Even with the worst strategy ever, if you use good risk, it's gonna at least gonna take a lot of time to blow the account. Risk management is gonna keep you long term in this industry. If you don't use good risk, even with the best strategy ever, you're still not going to be able to be consistent. Sid, thank you for joining. Have a nice day. Can price break and retest a resistance multiple times before moving to the upside? Yes, you can. Price can break a zone and make a lot of, let's say, rejections. It can stay a while in that place, then move. It doesn't mean that price should move straight away on the next candle. Sometimes it can take more time. Colin, welcome. Morning. Yeah, people come in forex trading in forex industry with high expectations. Very high expectations. The reason is uh, we all do because it's a $1 trillion industry, and that is only on a daily basis. So how can you not expect big from forex? You can expect big, but it needs a lot of time. It needs time to for it needs time you to learn it, to see how it moves, how it goes, to learn the strategy, to learn discipline, to learn patience, a lot of things. Every business you open is going to take time. And the same forex does. It needs time, needs experience. Experience is the best teacher. experience is the best teacher. Because if you put it if you stay on the charts for a long time, let's say for a year, you're gonna see a lot of things. You're gonna see different things every day. You're gonna see how price moves. What's the most common thing that it does every day? See, I did that for a year until I found my strategy. I saw that this thing is happening every day. This thing is happening on every pair. And I found consistency. No, I don't trade stocks. Yeah, like you see, we go in school to learn, and just think how many years we spent in the school. At least 15 years or 20 years we spent at school. So that's years of learning and learning and learning to finally get a good job or whatever, or open a business or anything else. So that's the time it requires you to prepare for a business or for life or for anything. That's how long it took you. Now you can't expect Forex to work in 1 month or even a year. It's going to take time. What pair do you recommend for a beginner? For a beginner, I would recommend major pairs. Maybe not GBP pairs because they are more volatile, but you can trade Euro pairs, USD pairs, UJ, EJ, Euro USD, USD CAD. They move pretty nicely. Can give you a lot of good pips. Not too many fake outs. They are pretty stable pairs to trade, so that would that's what I would recommend to you guys. Now I don't focus mostly on EU pairs. I focus on whichever pair gives me the best setup. From the main pairs, of course, because there are a lot of pairs that I don't trade. I am 23. I'll be 24 this year. The way you trade, is it your own one or you were inspired? I didn't invent anything. This was here on the charts. This way of trading was here on the charts. I just, from experience, I saw what was happening. So I said, okay, this looks like a good strategy to use, good way of trading. And I decided to do a lot of practice and found consistency with it. I trade for 4 years. Do you have educational videos? Yes, just go on my channel. You have plenty of them. Okay, let's see this 1 hour what's bringing us. GJ closed bearish, pretty big rejection from this 4 hour resistance. 25 pip drop, that's pretty big. Looks like it's gonna drop to this next zone now, possibly to this 135.250 maybe, another 20 pips, but it's not gonna take anything. My main way of trading is break and retest. I wait for a breakout, I take the retest and continuation. Looks like EA closed below this middle zone of this consolidation. Now, like I've said before, every consolidation box has a middle zone, and you can see that EA has a middle zone here. It's a pretty big consolidation box, so of course you're gonna have this. Now this candle closed below this support. I think if we get a retest, can have a nice move to the downside. But we have to wait for the retest. We might have a trade here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm also waiting for a breakout on AUD CAD for now, but it's still in that consolidation box. Still in that consolidation box. Okay, we have a chart here, let's take a look. EU, you took buys. Okay, we said that it's very risky to take buys on EU. It's your choice, but for me, I'm staying away. It made a pretty big drop. Though you have support here, you can still continue up, but we had a rejection on the daily, so it made this more risky to take it. And for me, I'm gonna avoid it. I'm not gonna take it. I wish you the best luck. I will have to wait and see. Let's see if this comes higher to make the retest. We can take some sells. Yeah, I have the same idea on AUD CAD. We're just gonna have to wait for that breakout. We have this consolidation box we need to break above or below. But I think buys are favorite here. This candle, this previous 4 hour candle closed pretty good, strong close. Now this one looked like a retest to continue up, but still it's having problems to push through this. Once we push through this, we can have a nice setup here. But we need to wait for the breakout, either on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour. One of them. So we need to wait. Yes, I'm from Kosovo. Kosovo is my country. Okay, let's take a look. I was waiting for EA. Now we need a retest here. See if it's gonna come or not. Yeah, taking buys on EU it's pretty risky. Wouldn't suggest that. Can still continue up, but I wouldn't feel comfortable on it. Let's wait and see. See how many pips we have here. Okay, we have a 5-6 pips break below. I guess that should be enough for a retest, but if it does the move before coming for the retest, that's not good. That's not a good thing then. We're gonna have to skip it if it does the move before the retest, because that's what it's doing now. It's pushing down. When we have a breakout, the best retest is when it comes right away because the momentum is strong, and once make the retest we expect continuation. Can give you some quick pips. Now if we have the move before the retest, not gonna take it. Lots of waiting expected. This is how you learn patience, guys. You need to wait for the perfect setup. You have to wait. Or you can take trades because you can wait, but you end up in big drawdowns with a bad entry and lots of different things. Patience pays. And now EA already moved 10 pips. Wow, what a drop. 15 pips. AUD is going crazy right now. Yeah, it's finally pushing. Finally. I was on AUD CAD buys before, but it just took me at break even. Good idea you had. I hope you called buys. Yeah. Was expecting this since I woke up, but it just took too much time. And I got out at break even. But this can still be good. If we do break above, can still be a nice trade. Gonna have to wait and see. GJ pushed up again. Looks like it's rejecting this zone. Nothing is clear for now, guys. What's the percentage risk you trade with? It's not important what risk I use, but I would suggest you to use 1% risk per trade, 0.5 or 1% risk per trade. Okay, looks like someone held AUD CAD. That's great. Congrats. What do you suggest if someone cannot sit on the screen for trading, have a job and can watch the screen most of the time? If you can't watch the screen most of the time, You have to look for swing trades maybe. Break and retest on the 4 hour can give you good chance and can give you long-term trades. So you have to look at the higher time frames. Look for setups on higher time frames that you see a good potential going for a swing, that you don't need to look at the charts all the time. Yeah, only break and retest. I focus in one thing and one thing only. Break and retest. Okay, gonna wait for GCAD. Gonna wait for GCAD. Let's see if we break this, if it's gonna push or not. Don't know that for sure, but have to wait and see. Or maybe we break this support here. That can be an option too. We have this consolidation box here. Now I only do scalping, but there are a lot of times where a scalp trade turns into a swing, holding runners. What is the best time? The best time is anytime if you find a very good setup, clean setup. I consider major resistance support, but also minor zones sometimes. Let's wait and see. If GCAD goes all the way up, closes above, that would be a very strong confirmation for us. Now it's pushing, we'll see if we're gonna get a break or not. What do you think of Euro NZD break and retest on daily? Euro NZD. Euro NZD, it's rejecting the support. It's rejecting the support. If it does break below, then we might take a look. We're gonna have to wait. See, it's rejecting the support. Like I said before, we need a break below. So I need a break below. I think GCAD looks the best right now. The cleanest trade from what I see. Looks very clean. Let's wait for this. I look for at least 20 pips most of the time, but if we have traffic on the left or resistance reaching at 10 pips, then I take profits earlier than 20 pips. No, I don't trade rejections of levels. It's a risky way to trade. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, had to go get some water. Trading breakout without retest seems riskier than trading rejection. We don't take a trade when a breakout happens without a retest. Only if the retest happens, we take the trade. Can you break down the EJ loss? Of course. Now, first time we took EJ was here, and you can see that price got rejected, made around 8 pip move, didn't give us at least 10 pip move. So what did we do? We moved our stop at break even, and we said if it does continue up, better, but without giving us at least 10 pips, we're not going to take profits. So I said that it's going to be risky if price comes all the way down. So moved my stop at break even, and we got stopped at break even first. Second one, price came all the way down and made a wick here. I said, okay, I'm going to try it a second time, but I'm just going to put my stop loss just below the wick here, which was a 6 pip stop loss. And why did this fake out happen? I can't tell you sure why did it happen, but I can make you sure that first price got rejected. So on the first try it was not a fake out, but on the second one. And why do I say we have always to aim to take the retest on the first try? Because most of the time the first try is going to be a continuation of that momentum, and you're going to get some quick pips. But when it comes to the second time, it always becomes more risky. What should I explain about EU? EU just dropped a lot, just like EJ. I don't know what was the reason, but we had a big drop. One of them can be that price is at resistance, and as I said before, it might reject down until we see a daily close above. This could have been just a rejection of this resistance. Now if you're still in buys, I don't know, it's your choice. You can hold, you can close, but for me there's no trade there. I don't get the concept of the retest properly. Does it mean that the retest candle has to touch the support or resistance? Yes, it does mean. But you're not going to get that touch most of the time. So you can get on the retest in a 2-3 pips range maybe. But the best retest is when it touches the support or resistance after the breakout. What's your win percentage? I think at least 80%. AUD CAD started to move a lot, but still didn't do anything. Still on the same place. Gonna have to see if we get a break on GBP CAD, but it needs to push above this. Morning. How do I set up my trading with you for pairs like you? You have to pay to get this because the main one that's for free doesn't have these options. I paid for here, it's very cheap, so I do have some more features here. I move my stop loss at break even whenever I see that I'm pleased with the pips I have, but like I said before, it depends on if you have high traffic on the left or not. If price is reaching, let's say 10 pips, and it has a resistance, then I move my stop at break even just to be sure, because there's a chance that price might reject that zone and come back at our entry. Magic Keys is a tool that helps you manage the risk. It helps you to enter positions faster with just one click, to close half, to close part of profit, to move your stop loss, everything. It has everything. Once the retest candle touches the support or resistance, how do we tell that this is not a fake out? A fake out is if price comes and closes back in the range. So the fact that I'm taking buys means that I've tried that too many times that I know that that's what market does most of the time. It's about probability. If you have a breakout, then the chances are much higher that price is going to continue up after the retest or down, depends on if it did broke a support or resistance. My stop loss usually is 20 pips, so it can be below the below the breakout candle. That's what I like most of the time. I don't wait for the retest candle to close. I enter while it's making the retest because it can make the move in that same candle and you can miss the move if you wait for the candles to close, the retest candle to close. But it's all up to you. If you want to do that, you can do some practice, you can do some back testing if you think if it works. No, TradingView doesn't support Pepperstone. It only supports a few brokers, and these brokers for me are not that good. I said I'm gonna look if I find a good broker that supports TradingView, then we can trade live here on TradingView, but I still didn't find it. We'll have to see. Wanda is one of them, but I don't like its spread. Gonna see if they can offer me a better spread. Maybe I'll open an account. I'm not in any trade right now. Can you please explain a fake out using an example? Yes, of course. Let me find a fake out and I'll tell you. Okay, so here's an example. First you have support created here. Lots of rejection, which means price is holding up. Price got rejected, came down, so this candle closed below this support, right? That means it's a breakout. That means we have a breakout. What happened here? This candle come all the way up and closed above this resistance, which means this is a fake out now. So a fake out is when price comes all the way back and closes back in the range. If price broke this support, then the next candle came all the way up and closed above, that's a fake out. When it made a break first, then the next came back in the range. What happens after is you get a retest for continuation after the fake out. So the fake out, it's not a fake out until the candle closes, and it's not a breakout if until the candle closes. What is the main reason why fake out happens? Coming from another support. So this fake out happened because price touched a very strong daily support, which on the lower time frames resulted in a fake out. It's pretty simple. Having more than one strategy, I think, would make your trading more complicated. Let's see USD CAD on the 4 hour. USD CAD on the 4 hour. We need a break below this if we want to take a trade on USD CAD. If we close below this is a pretty good strong support here, the 4 hour zone. If we do close below this, we might have a good chance for sells, but you can see that it's rejecting almost 2 times right now, and we'll have to see. We need to wait. Andres, my name is Saad. It is a name. What about FXCM? I don't like that broker. I didn't hear good for it. I think I used it a bit, but I didn't like the spreads, so I'm not using it for now. Do you refer to the currency strength matter? No, I don't. I think currency strength matter just tells you the current strength of the pairs, and I don't think it's a good help because you can see if a pair is strong or not. If you're a beginner, you have to do some research first, then come here. Go to babypips.com and you learn some basics first. No, I don't think institutions are after your stop loss fake outs. I told you the reason. That's the main reason why fake outs happens. Institutions, we are just small fishes. What do you think of Templar FX? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna connect my broker if I find a good one, because I tried them, but the spread is a bit high. I'll try. Maybe the next week I can make one ready. Why not? I'll trade from TradingView. I'm gonna try to do that. You just explained fake outs on EJ. I explained fake outs on Euro NZD, not EJ, but I think you're asking, would you take a buy when the retest came? Yes, I would. If I saw this, I would take it because there was a lot of confirmation that the price is going to continue up. But I didn't saw this, unfortunately. Can you look at NZD/USD? What about NZD/USD? Price is at resistance, and we have support here, so we're in between these two zones. If I would take a trade here, it would be a break below this, a retest and continuation. Can you please explain a fake out using an example? I did it. Go back 5 minutes earlier. If you guys are new, you have to go to babypips.com to learn the basics. Or if you're just new to my channel, you have to go back to look at the previous webinars so you get an idea what we do here. If I would take my USD CAD trade on the 4 hour, let's say we enter, if it breaks down, our entry should be around here. And stop loss is going to be 20 pips for my entry. So 20 pips would be here. It has a very good potential if it does break down because there's no much traffic on the left. First target looks like it's around how many pips? We have the first target around 50 pips. And second target another 50 maybe. Yeah. 125 pips range to fill would be very nice. Only 20 pips stop loss. I don't think it would be needed more than that. So we're gonna have to wait and see. We need a breakout. In a breakout here before entering. No, I wouldn't take the sell because price got rejected from daily support on that fake out. That's the reason why it happened, the fake out in the first place. That's the main reason why most of the time fake outs happen, because it came from another support or resistance. And yes, I would take the buy on the fake out. Yeah, not stop loss should it's not necessarily to be 20 pips always, because sometimes it gives us a chance to use even lower stop loss. We can say 20 pips maximum, no higher than 20 pips, but lower than 20 pips, yes, because we have the chance a lot of times when we can use lower than that. what gives you the idea of where the stop loss should be? Experience gives you the idea where your stop loss should be, I think. Because if you do backtesting, you see how far price goes when making the retest. And from my experience, I saw that 20 pip stop loss should be enough most of the time when taking a retest. If EU breaks 1.13130, it's gonna be a sell. Can you confirm? If EU breaks this, it can be a sell to continue down from what I see here. Other than that, it can still continue up if it does stay above this. Okay, GJ, it's no trade for me on GJ yet. It's still at this 4-hour resistance. Nothing yet happening. Unless we have a break of this, there's no trade. Or maybe a break of this, we can go for shorts, but it wouldn't be very secure. I would be very comfortable taking a break of this. Wouldn't be that comfortable. Will it trade news tomorrow? Cat news? Maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can. If they're high news, I trade cat news because they move only one direction. They can give you a nice quick trade. But we'll see tomorrow. Euro CAD. Okay, so looks like we have a zone on Euro CAD here. Looks like gonna break this consolidation box. Looks very nice. To be honest, looks very nice. Let's wait and see if it's gonna break or not. Euro USD might be moving. Yeah, it might be moving. Who knows? I think this looks the best setup for now. Euro CAD. Let's see if it's gonna break or not. We need a good break, at least 10 pips. For now it's rejecting. But we need to wait and see. It looks very clean. The best for now looks very clean. AUD CAD got rejected again. No breakout. Lots of consolidations. The plan on EuroCAD is a breakout. If it does break below, that means sells. If you don't know these basic things, I think you're gonna have some problems. Charles, I don't understand your question. You can watch my simulator session. You can see exactly what I do, taking positions and everything. I think all these questions can be answered if you watch just a few of the previous webinars. That would be very good if you could do it. Yeah, guys, all these things you can see on the charts. Just a little back testing, and everything it will be clear for you. Okay, that's great. No, I don't use pending orders. I do not use pending orders because I don't need it. I will be on the charts to take the trade. AUD CAD should wait for a break. No, I don't use candlestick patterns. Guys, please. All these questions are answered every day. I think just do a little bit research. Just look at the previous webinars. It's not going to cost you that much. They are free. Just look at them, watch them. You can get the idea. All these questions are answered. You get an idea what we do here. All the previous webinars. We took a lot of trades on the previous live streams. They can all be examples how we trade. Yes, it is a very simple strategy. It just requires a lot of patience. I have no idea how you have all this patience. See, I have a lot of patience, and that helps me with my trading. Okay, 5 minutes left. Let's see if we're gonna have a break on EuroCAD. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Just a little lower. AUDSD breakout on the 4 hour. Let's see. Where's AUDSD? It's not a breakout yet. Seems like it's gonna close below. It's not a breakout yet. Still needs to close above. Tokozani, you have to go and see the previous webinars, man. I think it wouldn't be fair for me to answer the same question 20 times in a stream. Just do a little research. Just watch the previous webinars, you'll get a lot of answers there. Don't be lazy. Could you talk louder? Well, maybe I just have to start screaming because it seems just fine. Maybe you have a problem with your computer or your phone. Okay, I'm not gonna watch anything else except EuroCAD now, because this is where my focus on is, right? I need to see if it's gonna break or not. If we start to watch all of the pairs, then we're gonna miss this. Let's focus. If this doesn't break, then we go to the other pairs and see what we have. Any thoughts on US oil? No, I don't trade US oil, sorry. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna have a breakout. It's not gonna be 10 pips maybe, but even a 5 pip breakout, still maybe it's gonna be good. I prefer breakout because breakouts happen more than fakeouts. Fakeouts happen just once in a while. It's not a consistent thing. The breakouts are consistent things. Not gonna watch any other pair, guys. I'm only gonna focus on this. Let's see if we get a break or not. Seems like we're gonna have a breakout. Once it makes the retest, we're gonna get in. Looks very nice. Finally breaking out of this consolidation box. One of my favorite setups to trade. Okay, perfect. It's gonna be a perfect breakout. But we need a retest before going down. I fear that price is gonna continue all the way down without making the retest. I'm not concerned about anything on your cat. The next zone is all the way down here. This is where the major zone is. This is where price got rejected every time. So this is where I'm going to focus on a retest to continue down. Next zone is all the way down here. We have a good 20 pips range, I think, to fill to go. So let's wait and see. I think it's a clean range. Okay, we have a breakout and it's around 7-8 pips. I can say it's a good break to take the trade. Now I'm gonna wait for the retest. Let's wait for the retest. Okay, we need the retest before making the move. So this should come now. I don't like if a move is done before the retest, like I said before. Let's wait and see. I'm doing the FTMO challenge. Why is it so hard to not overtrade? Because it's a demo count. That's why you overtrade. It's not a demo count. It's a demo count, it's not a real account. No retest, no trade. That's right. Yeah, you don't get the retest every time. There are a lot of times when price does make a retest. It just goes straight down. Let's hope we get a retest because it is a very nice setup. Yeah, 10 pips at least as a breakout. On some pairs that are very slow like UJ, even a 5 pip breakout can be enough. See if it's gonna come or not. Check USD CAD. USD CAD is still at support. There's nothing here. Why do you like trading many pairs as opposed to one? Because one pair only, it's not going to give you a lot of chances. You have pairs that consolidate for days, which means you can go days without taking any trades. And why not trading other pairs too when I know that it works on all pairs? Take profit is going to be on the next zone here. It's a 25 pip range. Let's wait and see. Still not on it. We still need the retest. Don't confuse it. USD CAD, there's no trade on it yet. I'll be trading for 4 years. Yeah, I told you don't trade gold. Gold is a risky pair. Gold is very risky to trade. Needs a lot of information because it moves also from fundamentals. So you need a lot of knowledge on fundamentals too. No, we don't need to wait for the close when the retest happens. Yeah, each pair has his own behavior. They all move in their way. But based on my experience, break and retest works on most of the pairs. Like I've said before, there are some pairs that tend to make more fakeouts. So you just have to skip those. Is that the retest on EA? Not taking EA because it made a 20 pip move. It made the move. It's not valid for me anymore. Just like if EuroCAD makes the move, then comes for retest, then that's not safe to trade. Do you trade based on the news? No, based on technicals. See EuroCAD now, it's starting to push down. This is what I don't like. I want my retest first. It's only 4 pips, I hope doesn't drop more. Well, it's going. Looks like gonna miss another setup here. No, I haven't entered yet. No retest, no trade. Do you trade Nasdaq? No. What are your views on Euro GBP? I see it broke with a 30-minute close below. I don't trade 30-minute time frame, only 1 hour and up, but I can give you an opinion on Euro GBP. Now Euro GBP, we're waiting for a break below the support or this resistance, and looks like we broke below. Now if it does come for a retest, we can get rejected here, but it can also came a bit higher to make the retest and continuation. I think it looks good, it's not that bad. So you need to wait for the retest, I think, for sells. Binary options. I don't trade binary options. In your private group, do you offer analysis and setups, or is just this one across all groups? No, I offer setups, real-time trades, analysis, all the time. London session is for free. Only London session. New York session we do it private. Sometimes webinars, sometimes there's no need because I give live trades anyway. When you say made the move then retest, that's not, how many pips would you consider? I would say if it does a 10 pip move to the downside, then I wouldn't feel comfortable taking the retest. If it does come right now from here, that would be still good, but if it does pushes more, it's almost to the next zone, so that's why it wouldn't be good for me. Is London your favorite session to trade? Yes, for now it is. For now it is. It's been my favorite since a long time ago, but lately it started to become again. I used to wait for London, for New York session in the few months back, but now starting to focus on London. EuroCAD advice. We're still waiting for a retest. Can you explain why you put that second zone on bottom of your CAD? This one? Because it's the next support. It's our target when the retest happens. Charles. USD CAD is at 4 hours support. Why are you still saying it's a 1 hour breakout? It's not a clean breakout, it's not a clean trade. You go on the 4 hour, you're still at support. You're still at support. Why would you think of a breakout here? As long as it stays above, there's no breakout. Patience, patience, guys. New York sessions are not for free on YouTube. If you have questions, just text me. Any advice on how to precisely draw support or resistance areas? Advice, you focus to where candles are closed. So let's see if we have this, for example. You have rejection, 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 rejection. So these rejections, they all left a wick, right? They all left wicks. but at the end they all closed on the same level. So draw your lines or support where candles are closed. And the wicks are all a zone. When it comes for taking a trade, you try to enter in a 5 pips range from the wicks to where candles are closed. Easy and simple. Yeah, exactly. It's just like going fishing. You wait, you wait, you wait. Maybe at the end of the day, the fish comes and you have your dinner ready. Good example. It's not a break yet. If it does close below, then that's a breakout. But it's not yet a breakout. Zero cat if it does come for retest. It's starting to push a bit. Yes, I'm gonna sell on the retest. Just waiting for it. Do you have any rules how long to stay in a trade? As long as it stays below the support or level where you took the trade, then it's still good to go. There's not a time limit for it. As long as you don't get signs that price gonna go on your opposite direction, then you're still good. Do you prefer trading breakouts of ranging markets of trending? They both are good. Trending would be maybe better because it would move faster, but still both of them are good. Why not? Give a man a fish, he will eat for a day, but teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That is a great quote. That is a great, great quote. GBP Swiss franc 4 hour. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. If you If you take this, then if you want to take this, I think it's very good. But I don't trade GBP CHF. In my side, it's known for fake outs. But the 4-hour candle close looks very good. So I think you're going to have a nice setup there. Is there a reason why I don't trade crypto? It is a reason because I don't have enough knowledge to trade cryptocurrency. So if I don't have enough knowledge, why would I go there? Why would I go and trade cryptocurrency? The retest seems to be a guaranteed way of catching people once the settle comes. Yeah, it just requires a lot of patience because when it comes, it's gonna give you nice pips. Just taking time. See, today we had 2 trades in the beginning, but 2 of them closed at break even. Didn't get enough movement. One was a small loss. Now we're waiting for this. Not too much happened for us for my strategy because now there are people that maybe caught a lot of pips, but in my way of trading there was not too much movement. Check Aussie dollar. What's happening with Aussie dollar? Aussie dollar still rejecting this resistance. It's just a rejection. How do we enter on the retest? When price comes for the retest, you just enter sells. Easy. Not to when it starts to wicking or anything like that. You just enter when it makes the retest. It's just taking too much time. Would you ever work for investment banking or hedge fund? I wouldn't work for banking, for a bank or anything like that. A hedge fund, maybe. I don't know. If I would see that it is a good opportunity for me, why not? What time frame do you trade on 1 hour? What is this question? Guys, try to analyze your question. What time frame do you trade on the 1 hour? Don't understand this question. I checked EA. EA is a rejection from the downside. I wouldn't recommend taking it. Can still continue down, but I wouldn't trust it. It already made a 20 pip move to the downside, rejected this small area here, and taking sells here I think would be a bit risky for me, so I would rather stay out of that. Yeah, this is 1 hour, as you can see here. Where do these bots come from? I trade with this, I invested this, I made this much. They just keep coming. Man, it's so slow. Okay, let's see. Your cat is starting to push. Yes, that's good. You have the same setup. Very nice. Gonna wait for that retest if it does come. It's taking so much time. I don't like it when it takes too much time because there's no good momentum after it. Let's wait and see. We need at least another, how many pips? Another 4 pips to the upside to take some sells. We are waiting for a retest. You see, this is the breakout candle. Now we are waiting for a retest to take sells. Man. I just imagine if I would trade Fibonacci or any of these complicated strategies, I would get 10x more question Even if my strategy is so simple, still get so many questions, but I just hope it helps you guys. That's all. Yeah, it's very quiet. Okay, just waiting for that retest, nothing else happening. EU is still not closed, so unless it closes, there's no trade. It's no trade yet. It's no trade yet. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go now because I think we waited for too long, but there's nothing yet. We're gonna look, just wait for the retest here and take sales on the retest. That's simple. Thank you all for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Have a nice day. Take care. Use good risk management. I'm gonna have to go now. Have a nice day and don't overtrade. Give it a like or subscribe, whatever you want, if you found this helpful. And see you tomorrow on the same time. Have a nice day, everyone.